there,
All right.
get to know you a little bit more.
So I'm Andy, I'm Sair's partner, and I own and operate Mates Dad's Brothers. So it is a place that I try and invite men to come into where if they are stuck in life or at any point in their journey, they are feeling low, need help, whether it is to be confidence for themselves, confidence as being a parent, a dad, or just confidence in general of being a friend. So the mate's dad's brother is, we all have mates. We're a mate to everyone. So I think, and a mate to ourselves. So that's where the personal journey is with the mates. Dads is being a father. Anyone who is a father out there understands the turning point in their life when they become a father. It's pretty heavy, and unless if you haven't had kids, it's a hard thing to understand. And I know what it's like for men going from yourself and being an adventurous bloke to all of a sudden having this responsibility and becoming a father. It's a very big turning point for a lot of men to deal with that and to understand the concept and all the internal thoughts that go through your mind when you do become a father. And then brothers is sort of the leading side of things. So just to be a leader in general for everyone, for your family, for your friends, for your mates at work, but most importantly for yourself. So that's where mates, dads, brothers kind of stands for and is all about. It's just for men that we get lost at times, and it's nice to know that there are places and people out there exactly in the same position you're in, and there's people out there that can help. And that's what I like to do. I like to help men. I generally thoroughly enjoy helping someone who is in a dark spot or in general needs help with something personal level, and just seeing that transformation happen and then seeing them go on transformed into a better man, a man who's ready to lead, a man who looks at himself in the mirror in the morning and loves what he sees and is inspired. And I think, if you're inspired when you're around people, they become inspired.
That's right. And that comes down to like between the couples as well. Like
It
what we're going
does.
to talk about today
Yeah.
is men are feeling good, women feel good, come together. It's going to make a better relationship.
It is.
All right, so
What are these
I'll start with
questions?
the first question. So these are three questions that you can ask your partner today, and it will help maybe bring back a little bit of a spark, a little bit of like memories, just a bit of fun. And it's always good to be reminded to ask questions because when you've been together for so long, Andy and I have been together for 12 years, and sometimes you forget to ask the other person because you're just around them all the time. And so you just get, it's like, you feel like it's a version of you. So you kind of just go and do your own thing and you forget. And when you're first together, you ask each other so many different questions. You want to get to know each other so much. So, and then after a while, you stop doing that. So this is a really good reminder to not stop doing that.
That's
So the
awesome.
first question is, what's the funniest memory of me?
Funniest memory. There's a lot. That's 12 years. There's a lot of funny memories there. But one that does stand
Nothing
out.
too embarrassing. I should
The
have added that one in.
tables have turned. Um, no, one that I do giggle to myself every now and then. It is one that just pops into my head is when we had a friend, it was his birthday, and there was one night we were celebrating his birthday with him, bit of a low key event, just kind of hanging out as you do.
I
As you
know what this is.
as you get older, the parties and that sort of get a little bit smaller, and it's yeah. So it was just a few of us, and we're all talking, and we're huge on music, and we're talking about music, and we're picking songs, and we normally play a game like in this kind of situation, and it's like it's with the music and the phone gets passed around and everyone gets one. So it's a really good way to find out how people enjoy their music and what people are into. Because we think that music can tell what kind of music you listen to tells you a lot about the person. So we're playing this game anyway. The genre come up and it was the 80s. So it was 80s genre. So everyone, as it went around the table, you had to pick your favorite song from the 80s. we all listened and great era for tunes. And at the end of it, Sarah said she said, geez, I wish I was born in the 80s. And it literally just went quiet. I mean, you could hear a pin drop. And we all looked at Sarah and we were like, you were born in the 80s. So after that, we all had a good laugh and
I
Sarah.
think it had too many drinks.
Yeah, I will admit she did cop a fair bit of flack for
I
that.
actually got a t-shirt done up saying
Yeah.
I was born in the 80s after that.
Yeah. So that's probably my funniest memory. That is one that just pops up. It's just one of those moments where it's like, yeah, Sarah, we didn't think that one through.
I actually meant 70s, but anyway, I did not think of it. I can't ever backtrack on it. It's etched in everyone's mind now.
Yeah.
So if you're going to ask me that same question,
100%. Yeah.
what's the funniest memory of you? Is actually there's so many of them, but actually just recently when you said we're not allowed to get another dog, because you're
Yeah.
like, no, we've got one, we don't need another one. We're going to be, doing stuff like we don't need it, rah rah. And then we got one. And then now she's your dog.
Yeah.
And she loves you. And you love her. And it's just like you can't, like if I go to hug you, she's right in the middle.
She'll come in between.
Yeah.
Yes. No, she has definitely has a keen eye on me. Old Junie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a bit dubious about getting a second dog and the chaos that a dog can bring, especially when we have a dog and we have kids. I'm like, oh, one more dog. I'm like, I don't know about this. And then now she has fallen in love with me.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Vice versa.
yes, very much so. She's my little companion.
So
100%.
that cracks me up every time. She's just obsessed with you.
Love is love.
So the next question, number 2, is what are you most proud of for yourself and why?
Oh, okay, that's pretty big. Getting deep. What am I most proud of and why? At the moment, I think it's the massive change that we've done. I think, coming from, I'm not sure how much of the backstory the listeners, have on Sarah and myself, but, we have just previously sold up and, we've moved to the other side of the country. We've sold businesses, on both sides. Sarah sold the hairdressing and I was a tiler by trade for 20 years and I sold my business as well and moved across. And I think the biggest thing right now that I'm proud of is that we've taken that leap of faith to change our lives, knowing that where we weren't happy. And knowing that if nothing changed, nothing changed. Like we didn't just sit and live in how we were for the next 20 years.
In denial.
In denial, yeah. We knew we wanted more. We knew there was more out there, and we knew there was more to life. And that feeling of of thinking, is this it? Is this what life is? Is this what the next 40 years is going to be? Like, is this the peak of existence? I'm extremely proud of not only the both of us, but myself in correlation to this question, just for taking that leap of faith and having a go at changing, like chasing a dream, chasing something that is going to fill my cup. And I'm extremely proud because now I wake up and when people ask what I do, it does fill me with a massive sense of enjoyment and pride and happiness that, what I do now is I help people, I help men, and I love it. I genuinely love it. It fills my cup.
Feels like you've got purpose.
I have, yeah, 100%. And I'm extremely proud that, when I look into the future now and when I think of what the next 40 years holds, it's met with a smile on my face, not a frown. And for me, that's huge. I think that is absolutely massive. So I'm extremely proud of that. For myself is taking that leap and changing my direction. And now I I show up better.
Yeah, you do.
I show up better.
Well, I'm super proud of you doing that too.
Thanks, beautiful girl.
I love seeing that you're happy when you wake up in the morning. Like it's an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
Awesome to watch.
Yeah. So what are you extremely proud of and why?
So, well, one, being a mum, like that's obvious.
It's a given.
But I'm the same. I'm really proud of myself for stepping out of my comfort zone and stepping into the courage codes of actually having to go and do something completely out of my range that I thought was possible.
Yeah.
And after doing it, I was like, I felt prouder and prouder by each day.
Yeah.
As we were going, a little bit more like,
coming
I
into
can do
yourself.
this.
Yeah.
I shouldn't need to be scared. Like that was a big thing for me. I was always fear.
Yeah.
So stepping beyond the fear is
huge.
That's what I'm proud of. Yeah.
You should be proud. You have come a very long way. A very long way. The girl who I met 12 years ago to the woman that I sit next to now is a completely different person in every way and amazing in every way.
That is like another question too, is like, or another thing to talk about is how much each person evolves over, say, because we've been together for 12 years.
Yeah.
Each section is a different version of us.
It is.
Throughout the whole time. And you've got to keep up that communication throughout, because we've had times where we've lost communication. We've had times where we've had a dark time.
Yeah, 100%. I think everyone does. I think it's natural. Like, if you don't have any dark times or don't go through any stresses in anything, whether it's relationship, life, business, whatever it is, one, I don't think you will grow. Like the existence of a blissful, perfect life doesn't exist. And those dark times where we've lost communication together, I look back at it now and I'm grateful for it, because the reality of it is, if we didn't have those times where we lost ourselves, we wouldn't have grown from that. Like, we achieved getting through those tough times, and it makes us more adaptable and it makes us understand each other more, because we have to be there for each other. And you learn what the other person's going through, and you sit with that other person while they're going through it. And then you see them come out the other side, because you're with them and you're helping them, you're guiding them, and you're just watching them grow. So those times that we've had, over the 12 years that have been hard with kids and everything, I am 100% grateful for, because we've grown. You've grown from that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we both have. And it's a thing that we saw the other day. We were talking about how they said when you're in a relationship, you really that's when you really find out who you truly are.
Oh, yeah.
Because you actually mirror each other's like traumas.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mirror each other in like, it's so much growth happens, because they reflect back like, no.
Yeah. No.
It's this and this, and it's just like a constant constant growth.
It is constant growth.
Yeah.
And it's, no, you've definitely made me grow in a lot of ways. I'm definitely not the person who Sarah met 12 years ago to who I am now.
No.
Sarah's made me grow immensely. And it's
made you.
She has. Oh, yeah. Yeah. With a wooden spoon.
Okay. And now we're going to go to the third question.
Third question. All right.
Is, what are you most excited about in the future, and how can I support you?
What am I most excited about for the future, and how can you support me? The thing I'm most excited about is just seeing where this journey goes. I'm most excited about that, as a family of four, which is our world, our two little babies, and for me, I'm excited to see that what we've done already, the big changes we've done and the leaps of faith we've already done. I'm excited to see where it's going to take us, because the more times we push ourselves to better ourselves that we've done in our life, the more it shows me that whatever life throws at us, um, we're going to adapt.
Yeah.
And
We can tackle it.
we're going to advance.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an exciting ride.
Yeah.
And for the way for you to support me in that is for you to do what fills your cup.
Yeah.
If you're doing what you love and you're being your unique self, and then you show up happy and just loving life every day, then that spreads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that
Yeah.
makes me feel that if you're happy, then what we're doing is right.
Yeah.
So as we move forward, I know it's going to be fine. And that's how you can support me is by being what you need to be.
Yeah.
Filling your cup.
Yeah.
The old saying, happy wife, happy life.
Luckily, I'm not your wife. We've been meaning to get married for 8 years.
Yes, 8 years. That's a bit of paper.
And so my question back, what I'm excited about for the future,
yes,
is looking forward to seeing where this goes as well. And I actually really love that the future is now I can see a light.
Yeah.
Whereas a few years ago I could not see a light. Like I felt like my future had like come together and like I couldn't see past even like a few hours. So just having that feeling of like freeness that the future is
open.
It's open is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to. So I'm actually not sure where it's going to go. I've got some plans in my mind, and I also have like the vision for where I'd like it to go. It's just I actually am excited about how it's going to come together.
Yeah, and you should be. It's going to be amazing.
And then for you to support me is just keep a clean house, wash my car.
Stay at home dad. You won't get any pushback from me.
No, it's exactly what you're doing. It's exactly the same as you. Is when you're happy, you're doing, and when you're in alignment and you're doing what your actual passion is, it's attractive. It makes it, it's everything. Like it makes me know that you're happy is huge.
Yeah, I think that's a big sign to know whether you're on the path. Is that, like we've spoken about this before, blocks when blocks happen, when you try to do something and there's just a block that comes up and you got to overcome, and then there's another block after that and another block. I feel like the lesson we've learned in our time together is when you go to do something and it just flows and it just happens. If
it's just
and
it goes with ease, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just ebbs and flows. I think that's a good sign that you're on the right path. If the universe isn't throwing anything in your way to say, like, are you sure you want to go down this path, mate? And then you say yes, and then you keep going, and then the universe will throw another sign saying, are you certain? Like, and I feel like that's what's happened with us at the moment. Like, it's just flowing. There hasn't been any blocks. It's like life is just happening for us, and I think that's a big telltale sign that we are on the right path.
Yeah.
Well,
I love that we've manifested and put inspired action towards living near the beach, walking our kids to school every day, walking our dogs to school, living in a coastal town that we always talked about, but we never actually thought was possible.
Yeah.
And now 100%. We like look around and go, holy shit, we actually are doing that.
We're doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Living in your alignment. Like that's a big one. Just saying, like, living in a coastal town. That was huge for me. I always wanted to live at the coast, and I'm not a huge surfer or anything like that. It's just I always just felt aligned with the beach. I felt if I went to the beach, I just feel earthed. I just feel calm, collected. Everything makes sense when I'm near the water. So
its grounding's massive.
It's huge.
And when you live in a busier sort of town, like more business, you seem to be clothed and have shoes on all the time. There's a coastal town, it kind of
promotes that.
It promotes that. Yeah, have your shoes off, it's okay.
Yeah, and it's funny, like if you don't think there's anything in that, all you have to do is, like, doesn't matter where you are in the world, go to a coastal town and there's an old saying, beach bums. go to a coastal town and there's more people walking to the shops, without shoes on and
Yeah.
less clothes and all that. And it is because it's that earthing effect. Being around Mother Nature, like you spend more time with your shoes off living near the beach than you do out in the country. And like we've lived out in the country quite a fair bit through our life.
Most of our life.
Yeah, our properties and that. And if you walk to the shops without shoes on, like you were the village idiot.
Yeah.
There was something wrong with you. You go to a coastal town, every second person, and I think just in saying that, I think that's just a sign of just to say like earthing is huge.
Yeah.
It really
It
is.
is. It's massive. Um, I was going to say something. Brings me to like another thing I just wanted to bring up just before we end it was one thing in our relationship that I found is if you can if you can actually see the signs when someone's struggling. So
Yes.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
it just come up in my head, and I thought that would be a good topic to bring up. So if you notice the signs that someone's struggling, um, makes a huge difference in communication and the relationship,
In a
and
partnership. Yeah.
pick up that slack where they're like slacking off, like not they're not slacking off, but where they're
Where
like
they're
lacking
lacking. Yeah.
without the s. You're slacking. No, I'm lacking.
Lacking. No, I agree. I completely agree. I think it's huge. Like, because that's why I say partner a lot, and it's because I like that term because you like we are a team. Like
Yeah,
you have to be a team, as much as you have to be your individual self. And it's kind of like it's kind of like the yin and yang sort of circle. Like it all connects. Like if you are uniquely yourself, we're going to work better together,
yeah.
and I think seeing those things, like if you come home and I can tell that you've had a bad day, I can tell you're not yourself, you're drained, something's on your mind, picking up on that and just doing what's needed accordingly. Like if you
Mm,
need space, like
yeah.
being in
Yeah, sometimes that's all it is. It's just I
it's
need
space.
space.
Well,
Yeah,
I noticed that with when you had the salons, like, you've been talking to people so much. Like you're
yeah.
around so much energy, like every person, every 15 minutes or half an hour, like you're talking 1,000 stories. You've heard everyone's problems, like everyone's deep secrets as you girls all talk about. And when you come home, like as much as I want to sit down because I haven't seen you all day, those days where you come home and I can tell you've just been drained of your energy. Don't know, the most loving thing I can do is give you a space, make you a coffee, let you sit
Oh,
outside
hell yeah.
and just let you have your time. I'll go in with the
That
kids.
sounds delicious.
Even if it's throwing the kids in the car and going for a drive and just giving you like an hour or so
Yeah.
to have yourself. And it was the same with me. Like I was the complete opposite. I was alone most of the time, with only one or two people. So there was days where I mightn't have worked with anyone for a few days, and it is like to be left with your thoughts all day is huge.
See, we had the complete opposite.
We did. So I'd come home and I'm like, I'm craving like human connection. I
Like,
I want
don't talk
someone.
to me.
Yeah, I know. I want to sit down and talk to
I
someone and
see it.
hear
Like
about your
your
day.
mouth just open a little bit. I'm like,
Like,
no.
coffee first.
Coffee and half an hour first.
Yes.
But
So yeah.
thank you for being on Hippy Soul Sessions. I'm sure everyone would have got a lot out of us chatting away about our relationship.
I hope so.
And I think we'll do this more often. I think it's good. I
That's
think it's
good.
good for our relationship too.
Well, let us know. Let us know if you enjoyed this dynamic.
Yep.
Yeah, let's say no.
And also let me know in the podcast when you go on Spotify. Or I'll leave the 3 questions that you can ask your partner. And if you do, and you find that that's like helped you in any way, please let us know. And I just wanted to thank Charlie Owen Coach is where I got it from. The 3 questions. He's actually a from the Gold Coast, and I've only just sort of started following him on Instagram, and he's got heaps of great advice for relationships. So
Good on you, Charlie.
yeah, thank you for listening to Hippie Soul Sessions episode number 4. Make sure you make love with yourself and not war with yourself. and we'll see you next week.
You.
Peace and keep shining fucking bright.